Most of us must already be knowing that India is a vast country and we have more than 6 lakh villages in our country. For such a huge count with so many villages, each village must be having its own needs like water needs, electricity needs, road connection. And apart from this, what happens in each village and in each house or in each neighborhood, there will also be some problems. Some will be domestic problems, that is, inside the house itself, there will be some issues or quarrel, or within the neighbors, there will be some problems. And there are sometimes problems or fight which comes because of land related disputes also takes place in a village. So to take care of all these problems in such a huge count, there is more than 6 lakhs villages in India, is a huge task. It is a huge work. It is not very easy. But in our law, that is according to our Indian constitution, in our Indian law, we have a machinery, that is a setup according to which all these works are being taken care of. In this chapter, we will study about two administrative related people or officers who are working in a village setup or who are in charge in a village area. So in this chapter, we will be seeing only two officers who are rural administrative officers. And for that, as given in our NCERT book, we will be going through a story. The story will be useful for knowing the facts about those officers and also to know how work is being done in a village. So we will start with the story. The story begins with a farmer who is called Mohan in a village. He is living with his family and his family is having a small agricultural land and they are doing farming for many years. And next to his field, that is next to his agricultural land, there is another person who is also owning land. His name is Raghu. And Raghu's land and Mohan's land is separated by a bund. Bund in village, you must have seen a small mound-like structure. That is, some mud will be put together like a small hill, like a path that will be separating two fields, and you can walk on this bund. So that is how in villages, fields or agricultural land are separated. So what happens one fine morning, Mohan is going to his field for farming work. But what happens, he is surprised to see that Raghu has moved some part of that bund by a few feet, by a few distance. So because of this, what happens is Raghu is getting extra land space. That is, now the size of Raghu's land is big because of this moving of the bund. The bund is being moved and this is being done by Raghu only. And because of this, what happens? The size of Mohan's land is being reduced or it becomes small and Raghu's land becomes big. So seeing this, Mohan gets angry, but at the same time he is also a little bit afraid. The reason is Raghu's family is having many field or many land, agricultural land in that village, and also Raghu's uncle is the sarpanch or the panchayat president in that village. So because of this, Mohan is a little bit afraid to pick up a fight. But what happens? He has to get justice. So he is getting some courage within him and directly he is going to Raghu's house to pick up a fight. So there he is going and arguing that Mr. Raghu, what you have done is wrong. But what happens? Raghu is denying that is Mohan's allegations, and he is saying, I haven't done anything. What stands now is my land and that side is your land. Like that Raghu is saying. But Mohan doesn't stop and he is continuing his argument. So what happens? At one stage, Raghu is calling his helpers and all together they have started shouting at Mohan, and in one stage they are starting to beat Mohan. Then some people in the neighborhood, they started to hear noise because people are beating Mohan. So after hearing the noise, they come rushing up, and when they see Mohan is being beaten up, they save from these people and take him away. In this commotion, what happens? Mohan is badly hurt in his head and hand. The people in the neighborhood, that is his neighbors, they are giving first aid. They are cleaning up the area and putting some medicine. And what happens? Mohan's friend, who is also taking care of the village post office, what he is saying is, let us go to the local police station and we will file a complaint. And at the same time, what some other people are saying is, that is Mohan's neighbors, they are saying, even if you go to the police station, anyway, you will have to spend money. And at the same time, even after spending so much of money, you won't get any justice. It is waste of money and time. At the same time, some people are saying, already Raghu's family must have went to the police station and given the complaint, as though what they did was right and what you did was wrong. After some discussion, what happens? Mohan decides that he'll go to the police station and give a complaint. And he is taking some of his neighbors also along with him because the police will ask for witness. That is, whether there are people who saw that Mohan was being beaten up or not. So he is taking some people, that is his neighbors, along with him to report about the incident. So now he is going to the police station. Now Mohan and his neighbors are going to the police station. On the way, one of his neighbors, Mohan's neighbors, is asking, why can't we spend some more money and go to the main police station? There is a big police station in the town. But Mohan is saying it's not about spending money. But the thing is, he's saying our village comes under only this police station. Hence, we have to go and complain to this police station only. You must know every police station has a particular area under its control. It may be one village, two village, or even three or more villages. So these villages or area, including streets, places, everything will be coming under the control of one police station. So whatever happens, like a theft, like a robbery, burglary, or an accident, road accident, or any injury because of any fight, a quarrel. So all these incidents must be reported to the police station, which is having control of that particular area. So here initially what happens, you must know that a police station will have a particular area under its own control. So any incident happening in that area will be reported to the police of that police station which is controlling that area. Next is the responsibility. So the police of that police station, they have to inquire, that is to know what the incident is, what the problem is. Then they have to investigate, that is to find out what really happened and who is responsible. All these things they have to investigate. Next stage is they have to take action. According to law, if someone has to be punished or someone has to be put into jail, like that, whatever action is, it is the responsibility of the police to take action based on the cases that is happening in that area, that is under the control of that police station. So first is to inquire, next is to investigate, next is to take action. These are the three primary responsibilities of a police in a police station of a particular area. So now Mohan and his neighbors, they have gone to the police station, and Mohan's neighbors are waiting outside the police station, and Mohan is entering the station. Directly he is going to the station house officer, that is the SHO, and he is telling the SHO. That is, here SHO is nothing but in some states we call them as inspectors, in some states as circle officer, circle inspector, station in charge, like that. So here he is complaining to the station house officer. That is the person who is in charge or who is the primary administrator of a police station. He is telling him what happened. That is the issue regarding the movement of the bund, then how people bet him, and how he was rescued by the neighbors. All these things he is telling to the SHO. And he is telling he also wants to give a written complaint. But what happens, the inspector or the station officer, he is moving Mohan aside, asking Mohan to go away, and he is saying he is not interested in small complaints or small incidents like this. Rather, he is having a lot of work and he is asking Mohan to go away, saying he can't waste his time in small or petty issues. But Mohan, what he is doing is, he is showing his injuries, his wound and all. He got hurt, no, because of the beating, and he is showing all those injuries, and he is saying, see, I am being beaten up, and these are my wound. So you have to take my complaint, he is saying to the SHO. But the inspector or the officer is not believing Mohan. So what happened? Mohan is getting confused. Like, what's happening? What I did was right only, no? Why the inspector is not believing me? What should I do? Like that, he's getting confused and puzzled, and he's coming out of the station by not knowing why his complaint was not being taken up. And outside the police station, he's going to his neighbors and friends, and he's telling that my complaint was not taken up in the police station. Then what happens? All his neighbors are going along with him into the police station, and they are arguing with the station officer. They are saying, we saw Mohan being beaten up in front of our eyes. If we had not rescued him, he would have had serious injuries. There would have been a threat to his life also. So they're asking the station officer to register a complaint. You have to register a complaint. That is what they are saying to the station officer. And finally, what the officer is saying is, okay, fine, I'll take the complaint. And he's asking Mohan to write a complaint in a paper. And he's also saying, I'll ask a constable to come tomorrow to your place and investigate the incident. So here you can see, initially when Mohan is going and complaining, the station officer is not taking his complaint. He is moving him aside and he's saying, I can't take your complaint. Is it right? What actually the station house officer should have done? As previously we saw, it is the duty of a police to inquire, investigate, and to take action. So here, the station officer must have asked or inquired about the incident and should have ordered to investigate, because all the work he can't do it. He has to send some constable or other police personals in a station. This he didn't do initially. So what do you think should the station officer have done in the beginning when Mohan went to tell his problem? The primary issue here is the land dispute, that is the moving of the bund between the land of Raghu and Mohan. Because of that only there was a heated argument, and because of the argument it went on to beating up of Mohan. This was carried to the police station also, and Mohan had given a written complaint. How can this problem be solved? Because here, according to Mohan, the bund has been moved and the land boundary is being changed. If one knows who owns exactly how much of land, and if there is a record, written record of who owns how much of land, then there won't be any problem, and this problem can be solved also using that way. Yes or no? So where these records will be there? Or is there any record which has all information about who owns how much land and also regarding information about boundaries, about the land ownings? Let us find out how these records are done and maintained in villages. A patwari is a person who is in charge of measuring land and also keeping records of land. So patwari is a name, also a position which is in use from the medieval period. Even during the British period, this position was being used. And now in many states, the name patwari is not used, and it's been called in different names like Lekpal, Kanungo, then Karamchari, or village officer. Some states, village officer is not there, and instead they use village administrative officer. Like in Tamil Nadu, village officer is not in use, and instead most of the works such as land record maintenance and measurement of land and updating land records, all these work are being done by the village administrative officers with the help of village assistants. And in some states like Andhra Pradesh, they use village officers. Some work are even being done by village revenue officers or village administrative officers. So here, for our convenience, we'll use the word patwari, because in each state, according to their own law, that is the state law, the duties and also the name changes. So we will use patwari. Usually a patwari is given a set of villages. Say it can be even a 2, 3 or 10 villages or more. Like that, a patwari is given the responsibility of a group of villages, a set of villages. So the patwari has to maintain and update the records of the land and other important things in a village, which includes even trees, crop record, roads, like that. And usually this record is called a kasra record. So here in the picture you can see a Kasra record, in that the area that is being owned by a person is there, then the name of the owner of the land, that is also present, then whether the land is being rented or owned to some other farmer or the present farmer, or whether the land is being rented, those information will be there. Whether the land is being rented to some other person, so their name will be included here, and also the amount of rent that is being collected, that will be put here. Then the crop that is grown, then how much area is being used for that crop, and if there is any secondary crop that is grown in the same field, and also whether if some land is being left uncultivated, that is left as a fallow land, and also whether the field is having any well, or if it has one or more well, the number of well that is present in the field. Those information are all included in the Kasra record. So in this picture you can see Mohan owns 0.75 hectare of land, and in that he is growing soybean, and there is no secondary crop, and he does not have any well also. Whereas Raghu is owning 3 hectares of land, and in that 2.75 hectares he is growing soybeans, and 1.75 hectares he is growing wheat, and the rest, that is 0.25 hectares, there is no crop being grown, it is left as a fallow land, and Raghu is having one well which is in working condition. And you can see a serial number being given, that is serial number 1 is for Mohan, and for 2 it is Raghu, and the third number is given for the government's land, that is 6 hectares of land, and you can also see no crop is grown, it is a grassland, and there is a well also in that government land. Next you can see the map of the village. It is a sketch, that is a rough sketch, where you can see Mohan's land marked 1, then 2 is Raghu's land. So south of Mohan's land you can see Raghu's land, and there is a symbol for well. So in Raghu's land there is a well in the south east part of his field, and south of Raghu's land you can see the government's land, which is marked 3. And left hand side you can see the road, that is the village road, that is the Kacha road. Then right hand side you can see the Pakka road, that is the main road, that is a Tar road. And other numbers also, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, where other people's land records are there in this map. Usually a patwari, what he will do is he will go to the field and he'll use a long chain. It will have a particular measurement, and using that he will measure the land. In some places they use a tape, measuring tape, or also rope. The rope will have a particular marking, and they will use it to measure land. So here, to solve the problem between Raghu and Mohan, what the patwari has to do is he will compare. He will come and first measure how much land each one is owning. Then he'll compare with the map and sketch, and also with the record. So in the record you can see the area, no? So here after measuring he'll compare the area. So if there is any mismatch, he will clearly find out that Raghu has moved the bund. And the other duties of a patwari includes collection of land tax or land revenue from the farmers. So each farmer who is owning land has to pay land tax. So what the patwari does is he will have the records of farmers owning land and also the crop record. So based on this only the land revenue or land tax is decided. So to organize the payment of such tax is also the responsibility of a patwari, and also to give information about what or which crop is grown and how much land is being utilized for growing such crop. For example, in this incident we saw how much land Mohan is owning and how much land he utilized to grow soybean. At the same time, how much land Raghu is using to grow soybean, and for also a separate set of land in his field for wheat. So like this, these record of what crop is grown in how many area of land, these records will be maintained and updated by the patwari, and based on this only land revenue is decided. So updating the record is very important, because what happens sometimes farmers may change their crop. For example, in a year a farmer will be growing soybean only, and next year he may change to either mustard or wheat or sugarcane or rice. This can happen. Or sometimes the farmer may change the location of his well. For example, if he is having his well in his northern part of the field, and suddenly because of water availability he can change the location of his well to the southern part of his field. So these updated information will also be recorded by the patwari. So that is also his duty. So these work of the patwari regarding land revenue, the crop record, land record, everything will be tracked by the revenue department of the respective state government. And also the senior people, the senior officers in a revenue department, they will supervise, that is they will observe the work of the patwaris. That is also another important thing. Next is, we all must be knowing our states are divided into districts, and for administrative purpose, that is to manage the administration of each district, the district is further divided into tehsils or taluka. So a district is being headed by the district collector. So he is the administrative head of a district. That is, the district collector is the administrative head of a district. And under him, he will have revenue officers for each revenue district. There is nothing but the subdivisions called tehsil or taluka. So for each revenue division, that is the taluka, there will be a tahsildar. He is a revenue officer. He will be coming under the control of the district collector. So what is the work of the tahsildar? The tahsildars supervise the work of the patwaris. So the patwari, already we saw, they maintain and update the records of land, crop and other things. So whether the patwari is doing these work or not, that the tahsildar will supervise. And also the tahsildar will make sure whether the records are being kept properly or not, whether the patwari is keeping the record properly and maintaining it, updating it, and also whether the land revenue collection is being done properly. Because previously the patwari has to go and collect the land revenue, but nowadays the farmers can pay in the tahsildar office or any administrative office of the government, or even nowadays we have online tax payment. But these work is being done properly or not has to be ensured by the tahsildar. Then farmers can obtain a copy of their land. So these can be done if a farmer goes to the tahsildar office and asks for a copy, that is like a Xerox copy of his or her land, then they can get from the tahsildar office. That is also the responsibility of a tahsildar. Next is students obtaining caste certificate. They can also obtain by requesting the tahsildar. And one more important thing is land disputes. Most of the land disputes are heard in a tahsildar office. So here we have seen the dispute between Raghu and Mohan. This is also a land dispute only. If instead of picking a big quarrel and beating up Mohan, this problem could have been sorted out if they had approached the tahsildar and checked their land records. That is also another important thing you must know. As we have seen, a farmer will require a copy of his land for many purpose. One must know it is a right of a farmer to obtain this copy, and for this he may have to pay a small fee to the government and get a copy. Earlier, this was not easy. To get a copy, he has to go to the tahsildar office or a district collectorate office and stand in a queue, and he has to pay the fee and get a copy. It was difficult, and he or she has to face a lot of problems earlier. But nowadays what has happened is the government has computerized most of the land records, and it is kept even in the panchayat office. And now the government has even made the land records available online. So a farmer having say a computer facility can download and take a printout and keep the copy. It will be digitally signed. If a farmer is not having such facility, he or she can go to a internet or a computer center and they can download and take a printout of the copy. Since it is digitally signed, it is like a signature of the tahsildar only, so they can use as a record for any purpose. So what purpose or situation a farmer will face to get or obtain a land record? when a farmer is going to buy a new land from another person, then land record is required. Or when a farmer is going to sell his or her land to another person, or when a farmer is going to get a loan from the bank, either for buying any machinery like a tractor or something, or to dig a new well, then he or she will be requiring a land record. If a farmer is going to purchase fertilizers, then there will be fertilizer centers. Their land records will be required. And finally, when a farmer is going to divide his property among his children, and one must know, according to Hindu Succession Act, when a farmer dies, his land is divided among his children, that is, his sons, his daughters, and his wife equally. That is another important thing one must know. Till now, we saw two administrative related officers' work. One was the police inspector, next was the patwari. How Mohan had to face the situation inside a police station when he met the police inspector, that we saw. Next, how the land related records were maintained by the patwari and also updated by the patwari. That also we saw. The first problem was related to law and order. That is, Mohan was beaten up, so it was a law and order issue. So the second was related to maintaining land records. You must also know the inspector comes under the control of the SP, Superintendent of Police. Similarly, the patwari will come under the Tahsildar. One is the police department, next is the revenue department. We also saw how people use the services of a patwari and also the inspector, and what problems people may face, and how people can use the services, and what the functions of each officers are. And these functions and also the services are all listed according to the law framed in our country. So each state has their own law. As we saw, a patwari, he is called in different states by different names. He can be a village administrative officer or a village officer or karamchari. And same way, an inspector will be called as a circle officer, circle inspector, station house officer, like that. So each state will be framing different laws, but everything will come under the Constitution of India. So in our law, how each department is functioning and how people can get the services of each department are all framed. In this tabular column, 3 such services are listed. First is already being done. Here you can see a fair price shop, that is a ration shop. So there, what one can notice, here in this instance, the shop was open and 3 people had come to the ration shop, and all 3 had yellow color cards, and also they bought sugar and rice. Then kerosene was not available, that is kerosene stock was not there. Next, the area covered by this ration shop, 2 villages were covered. Next column you can see what one has to do to avail this facility. So one, that is every individual has to have a ration card, and this ration card can be obtained from a tehsil office or a tahsildar's office. Next, what problems are faced by the management, that is the people who are managing this ration shop. Here what the problem is, there is no proper supply of kerosene. That is the problem faced by the management, that is the government officials. Next is the problems faced by the people. So here rice quality is very bad, that is a record, and also people didn't get supply of kerosene. What improvements can be made? First is the quality of rice has to be improved because it is very bad. Next, kerosene has to be made available since there is no supply of kerosene. And next, it would be good if the shop is open every day. So here we saw how a service is facing problems and how the service can be used by the people and what improvements can be made. Similarly, you have other 2 services. One is health center service. Next is a milk society. Like this, we have many public services in a country for each village or a particular area. So these will be a bank, then a society for seeds and fertilizers, then post office, Anganwadi, a center for childcare, then government schools, then government hospitals. Like this, there are many public services. So you visit these centers and analyze what can be done to improve the facilities at such centers and discuss these with your teacher and also with your friends. Continue to register your comments. Thanks for watching and supporting my channel.